You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dini Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what is up, and welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I'm your host, dini-mussolini, and I just want to welcome you guys to the show once again. There's over 27,000 of you guys on our phone lines, in our chat room, Google Hangouts, Skype, the browser, all the plugins that I use to run these live shows. You guys are filling them up, and I appreciate that greatly. We have a very special guest, so you definitely want to stick around for that. It is all too easy to accept the limits placed on you by other people or by random circumstances. Easy, yes, but where does that get you? Do you want your vision to be eroded by the small-mindedness of those around you? What is your purpose anyway? To just get along or to make a real difference? Respect the opinions of others, of course, to be sure. There is much you can learn from them sometimes. Let them challenge you, support you, and push you forward. Don't let them limit you. You are your own person. Only you know what you are capable of achieving. No one else has the ability to limit that unless you let them. Sure, the negative comments and criticism can sting, yet you must learn from them and move forward. You are truly blessed with a magnificent, powerful, and unique life. There are so many places you can go, so many wonderful things that you can do. In all of history, there has never been anyone who can equal you. Keep your vision strong. Set your own limits. Set your own standards and set them high. This is your life we're talking about, and it's worth every effort you can give it. Take that from me, Dini-Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or Inside the Book, Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline, or starseeds, or for my Vigilantes audience family, and 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kids on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens, or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/onlyonemediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we ever aired.
All right, guys. Tonight's interview is the Geraldine-Taylor interview, and again, I'm your host, dini-mussolini. Lately, we've had the extreme good fortune of being able to talk to some extraordinary artists and actors, all at a very exciting times in their lives and in their careers. From Little C, 843, stopping by to do a freestyle while he was in our hot seat, to recent interviews done with an 81-year-old author by the name of Doris Johnson, and now here with the phenomenal Geraldine-Taylor, based out of Birmingham, England. The beginning of August has been filled with the inspiration of these wonderful people truly finding their way. So there must be some magic in the air this month, or something in the water maybe. But music is all around us right now, and in the best ways as we head deeper into the summer, the season of festivals and show and tell. And guys, with that, let's welcome her to our show. Hey Geraldine, you're now live in the midst with all of us. How's it going?
Hello, how you doing? I'm good, thank you.
All right, I'm so glad to have you. Thank you so much for taking out some time to talk music with us. So bring us all up to the current with what's going on with you now.
Okay, so currently I have 2 releases which are coming up, which is entitled Moment of Life, and there's a hip-hop track called Let It Rain. And Moment of Life is specifically about the art of appreciation, in terms of appreciating all that's in your life as well as the people in your life, rather than to wait until they're gone before you start to celebrate them. And Let It Rain is a hip-hop track which is based upon the concept of overcoming and being prepared to face the obstacles that are in your life. And for all the seeds that you've disseminated within your life, the rain itself is required in order for those seeds to germinate and to grow. There's no success without sacrifice, and there's rewards that are waiting to be manifested from the spiritual into the natural if you're willing to persevere with your goal.
Most definitely.
And I'm currently writing 2 songs of an album at the moment, which is for an independent artist in collaboration with a neo-soul producer. And this particular project, it's going to be a fusion of neo-soul and trip-hop, which is a genre that I haven't written before. But after listening to the instrumentals, I definitely resonate with the tracks that have been presented. And I think it's crucial as a writer to be able to both resonate and emotionally connect with a piece of music, in which the lyrics are able to flow after that. And this particular artist, he actually found me on Instagram, so you never know who's watching at any given time. I think it's great to be able to create music for different genres, as well as to discover different elements of music that you've not been familiar with before.
Yes, indeed. So you've touched on, or you've delved into a multitude of genres. So when we're talking music, you know, there's so many subgenres of pop, rock, hip-hop, alternative, even world music. But which one of these genres do you identify with more so than the others?
I would say with regards to world music, the pop genre stands out to me as it reflects the music that I grew up with. And I'm naturally eclectic, so to one degree or another, I always embrace world music of any given subgenres.
And your song, Imagine. What did the making of this song teach you about yourself personally?
Overall, I would say that the main aspect of my music is about establishing unity and bridging the divide. I always collaborate with both artists, musicians, producers and dancers of all races, backgrounds, different walks of life, as well as the songwriting requests that I receive. And I create music in other languages. Music itself is a universal language. And I think we can consciously choose to decide to see people as people, even though on paper they're separate groups that exist. And I would say that as a soul, you can consciously as well as deliberately choose what you focus on, as well as the realities that you want to include in your experience. And even though there's certain realities that may reflect the norm or the status quo, it doesn't mean that you have to internalize those particular narratives or allow it to be a dominant force in your life. You know, you've got racism, for example, which, whether to a lesser or greater degree, we can agree it exists, but we can choose whether to be part of the problem or the solution. We can choose whether to perpetuate problems based on how we respond to situations, whether we're going to seek to unite people or to divide them. And in one sense, you know, if more people took an ancestry DNA test, they would find that there's actually other races within their own DNA. So some people are actually practicing racism against their own ancestry.
Yeah, that's true.
My music generally have the essence of poetry within it. And poetry is part of the foundation of where my songwriting began. And as an artist, my song reflects my natural desire to embrace different cultures and races. And there's such an abundance that exists all around us, you know, with vibrational beings that can tune into different realities. And there's many life experiences to offer and things that we can appreciate, places that we can visit around the world.
So I can imagine that you're also a fan of music, you know, as well as being an artist. Do you ever separate your listening preference versus your, I guess, the music that you perform and make? Are they kind of the same?
It's pretty much intertwined, really. Tend to be very focused on, you know, I'm very inspired by artists who have poetry within their lyrics. You know, you've got artists like Ars Rakim, Busta Rhymes, you've got Alicia Keys, Tupac, you know, many artists who, you know, Yazin B. There's so many artists from way back who I've always been inspired by. One particular one that stands out for me is Tupac, because he was more than just the music, he was bigger than the music, the way that he was able to connect with people on so many levels. And he's left an ongoing legacy that has an imprint on many lives. You know, he wasn't just a rapper, he was a poet, a teacher, he was a soul full of wisdom, and his legacy continues. You know, he's touched lives to the degree that, you know, even 100 years from now, people are still going to be saying Pac alive, because he's someone that's just missed by people so much.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
What challenged you the most during the recording of Shining-Starlight, which is your album?
Yeah, the recent song, Shining-Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the main challenge for Shining-Starlight was basically just finding exactly who would be the right vocalist for the song, who would be a good fit. So whenever I do write a song, I can always imagine straight away who is the kind of artist that would be the perfect fit for the song. So when I wrote Shining-Starlight, Adele was the first person who came to mind, and obviously she's busy. I did find the vocalist who really had the suitability for the song, and there's various moments of stillness within the song, within the melodic structure of the song, and that's why it requires a vocalist who has, to a certain degree, a powerful yet controlled vocal that would harmoniously align with the pace of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And the songwriting process as well should always come naturally. Whenever I'm inspired to write a song, it is like an out-of-body experience, as if you're not even on the planet. And I call it the creative realm, where it stops and it's just you and the music. So in that state, the lyrics are able to naturally flow as you connect with the music. and that is the usual way in which my songs are written, including Shining-Starlight. I was once asked by somebody as well, what time do I actually write songs? They was asking, is it 10 o'clock or is it 11? But for me, songwriting, it's a creative process that transcends space and time. So there isn't really a specific time that I could... most of my songs were written when I'm just minding my own business, not even thinking about writing lyrics. A melody could just come to mind, or lyrics. It could be 3 in the morning. It could be, absolutely any time. It can't be forced. It always has to be, a natural process.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that creativity can strike at any moment. When I was a writer and a songwriter, my best material came to me when I was driving in a car down the highway. I had the best studio sessions in my car.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely. I mean, even when you think of, that extends across any profession as well, any creative profession, because you think of authors like J.K. Rowling, she was sitting on a train when the inspiration came to her as to what she would be writing today.
Mm-hmm. So, Geraldine, how do you allow yourself to feel the success of what you've achieved already?
Okay, every day I do take the time to appreciate the success of what has been accomplished thus far. Every day in itself is an opportunity to impact another soul and to establish further change in the world. So I often take a look at individual feedback, as testimonials from people as well. There was a particular love song that I'd written called My Hero, and the person who had read that, he'd read through the lyrics, and he was already in a place where he decided he's never going to trust love again, he's never trusting anyone again. And after embracing those lyrics, he now is in a place where he actually believes in that again. So I find it, quite crucial to sort of pay attention to the responses that I get to the songs as well. When you're creating and putting out music, it's important to think beyond yourself, beyond your own fears, limitations, beyond the illusions. Because when you carry a gift, it's not even about us, it's bigger than us. There's always someone out there who needs the gift that you've been given, because music itself is a ministry. It's one of the most powerful forces in the world, and in order for people to change, in order for society to change, the music also has to change. And on the other side of being showcasing music, you never know what life you would have touched. There's people who were one step away from taking their own life, and they heard, just one inspirational song and were able to choose to continue living, have a renewed sense of hope. And quite lately, I've seen several Facebook posts where artists themselves have been asking other people on Facebook whether or not they should perform at up-and-coming events. And they bring up issues like stage fright or fears. And these are exactly the times when we should be thinking beyond ourselves.
Yeah, most definitely. How do you define success these days? What is it?
I tend to think more it goes way beyond the physical. It's very much about being able to focus more on the spiritual than to interpret life, the physical alone. Success primarily for me is about being in the flow of your purpose, to be able to get on with what you're created to fulfill, to be in alignment with your calling. It includes establishing balance when you give your gift to the world, instead of pouring from an empty cup, allowing your own cup to be filled so that when you do pour out, you're able to provide value to others. Energy itself is always in motion, and there's every invention that is around you, it all started with an idea before it came to fruition. So to be able to do what you're passionate to do, is a very, crucial thing to be able to get on with. Retrospectively, any traditional always be asked time and again by colleagues and customers, what are you doing here? Your talent's wasted here, you need to get yourself out there. They're saying it. There's signs and symbols everywhere, really, if you're willing to pay attention to it.
Yeah, most definitely. And the music, I know the mainstream has its own wave and flavor, but it seems like your music and the way you flow is more organic and free. But how are you going to keep your music relevant over time? I mean, I don't want to like put an expiration date on music because you really can't, and some music is transcendent and timeless. But given the politics of the industry, if it's not relevant, it's irrelevant. If it's not of this time, it's retro or vintage. But let's erase that as a fact, and let's just say, what's going to keep your music timeless? Let's word it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite important to always have an aim of including timeless songs, that you create. When you think of certain soundtracks as well, to certain films, like one that comes to mind is Waiting to Exhale, and the concepts that were contained in that film are so relevant to the music that was created that those songs were able to really stand the test of time because so many people could relate to the real life experiences. And the lyrics that I create personally, they don't really fit the common stereotype. There's many opportunities nowadays to actually think outside the box. When you think of like hip hop, for example, it's very easy for somebody on the outside to conceptualize hip-hop as being nothing but drugs, guns, violence, and to associate rappers with that particular lifestyle. And any rap lyrics that I've created would always include consciousness, education, wisdom, and concepts like that. It's easy today to create both music and videos that fit up to that previous stereotype. There's typical videos where women are objectified and they're shaking it up because that's what, there's nothing left for the husband, nothing left for the imagination these days. So it's the easiest things that we do in today's society. I look back like on the 90s era when it was the days of like real hip hop, when you didn't need to see a music video in a song to know that a song was good or to recognize that an artist had talent. You could just hear the song on the radio and fall in love with the song immediately. Nobody had to strip in a video in order for a song to be a hit, because a hit was going to be a hit, period. I focus more on possibilities as well than to dwell on setbacks or perceived limitations. And I look forward to the range of DJs who will be remixing my tracks and to continue to connect with various producers who can offer fresh elements to creating music. There's various dance groups that I work with as well who are able to present the music in different ways. I collaborate with various rappers who create a cappella versions of my songs. I find it interesting to hear their versions because they always bring their own unique style to the mix as well. In terms of continuing to expand, I'll continue to create music that fits to the various needs and life experiences that people have. And you can always utilize the different ways in which music can be presented, because music itself, it intertwines with so many other industries, and there's so many ways to co-create with other creators. Music can be played in audiobooks during sport events, computer games, as well as within the fitness industry. So it's not just about creating the music, but establishing ways that you can do more with the music.
Mm-hmm. All right. It's easy to focus on the negatives. Let's just say there were some obstacles you had to cross over in recording your album. But we don't want to dwell on the negatives. Tell us about like some of the positive things that happened or that surprised you when you were making a new album. Some real highlights of the recording sessions.
Okay, the positive aspect is the creative range of talented people that I'm able to work with when creating the songs, and it includes rappers that have a real natural flow to their lyric style, rappers that demonstrate good time recognition, really good vocalists that have their own unique styles to complement the different songs. And one of the highlights of the talented musicians who were able to interpret my original songs using different instruments. And there's many ways that you can interpret even just one song and to create different moods.
All right, guys, are y'all ready for some music? After the music break, we'll be back to put Geraldine-Taylor in our traditional hot seat to hear some vocals, maybe some poetry, spoken word, or freestyle raps, jokes, stories, even a live instrument. It's going to be her choice, and you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. So when we come back, we'll find out if she has what it takes to be put on the spot, a sense of her true artistry. But for right now, we have Geraldine-Taylor with her song, Imagine World Remix. We'll be right back. Night to clear their minds. So having a dope song that was written for this very purpose, this is going to definitely go on my Spotify list. So guys, here it is, 2 a.m. drive. Yeah, for all you other drivers who take a drive to clear their mind, this is a song for you. It's called 2 a.m. Drive, and it's by Bitchman. We'll be right back.
Imagine if you said get that hop back, the shackles of the chains and bonds. Truly love again, solo imagina. Imagine if you could goose anger and climb a wall like 10 feet high. To open your heart for quite a kill. Oh, bayangkan. Oh, elanganya. Imaginez si vous pouviez faire la paix. Un passato rotto built and twice shy. To be vulnerable, some or some easily. Imagina se pudieses devastar paredes criadas para limitar. To remove the gas for quite a kill. Oh, Zanisli Samo. Oh, Zanisli. A new perspective that you take, an unbound dream to reawake. A script of all revisions nouveau. Persistent continuity, enfrentando incertezas so bright scene. Quizá refrescante. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Let's stop it if you could wind the clocks. I'd identity the stumbling blocks. Re-establish Sakalina one. Imaginary journey not the same. An open trust track that you gain. To receive new opportunity. Oh, now John Hen. Oh, 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 Niji Sumina.
All right, and we're back. That was Geraldine-Taylor with her song Imagine World Remix. All right, believe it. If you believe something about yourself, it may not be true when you start to believe it. Yet in time, you'll surely make it true. I hope so. You will become whatever you continue to believe. That's good news or bad news, depending on the image you have of yourself in your own mind. Who do you believe you are? You can be precisely the person you decide to be. It is entirely up to you. The person you truly believe yourself to be will come to life through the thoughts and actions which spring from that belief. The way you see yourself will color every moment of every day. Each of those moments consistently applied toward your guiding belief will mold and shape your life and your world. Be mindful of what you believe about yourself, because you will spend your time, your effort, and all you have in striving to make it true. Believe that you can be it. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you can have it, and you will. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But right now, let's bring back the woman of the moment. Geraldine-Taylor, you're back live with us and in our hot seat. What are you going to perform for us?
I'll be bringing 2 verses, which is from my song Change Part 1, so that you can hear the lyricist behind the lyrics.
All right, cool deal. Ready when you are.
Okay. It starts right deep inside of me, a true grasp on identity. The present moment is the place to be, regardless of who's watching me. It's plain to see comprehensively. No will gain comes easily, whether to the left or right of me. Time and motion, truly free. To persevere with the truest reward. Ride this train, be truly on board. This right here to truly afford. Come together, one accord. A single mind, be trainable. Good grades are attainable. Accomplish the impossible. You can be unstoppable. A single step to take. A direction's moving on. Keep moving in forward motion. Articulate my song with the name of harmony. We can but soldier on. Let's now create a place with a feeling to belong. Let's begin and start a new change, for in time truly can change. Subtle change, ample change. Some folks just ain't trying to change. Aim will how towards a change. Constant forces always change. Release control with all the change, for yes, in time it can truly change. Smaller change, greater change. So much here to rearrange. New concepts are high strange. Staying united, welcome change. Restoration, welcome change. Conservation, bring a change. Re-establish forward change, for yes, in time it can truly change. There are challenges that are facing me, complex to simplicity. Teams move forward socially, share discussions vocally. To stand as one, it's just begun. Separation can become a team of victory, truly one, united cause. Borders one, determination is the real deal. Certified, we're placing the seal. Energy that people can feel. A new beginning, fresh appeal. A brand new chapter, practical. Solutions that are workable. Greatness is achievable. Contents are conceivable. A new journey to take, with a short or with a long. Keep on moving forward, embracing a new song. With a mental ability, we all will progress on. Let's create a place with a feeling to belong. Let's begin and start a new change, for in time truly can change. Subtle change, ample change. Some folks just ain't trying to change. Aim will high towards a change. Constant forces always change. Release control with all the change, for yes, in time it can truly change. Smaller change, greater change. So much here to rearrange. New concepts are high strange. Staying united, welcome change. Restoration, welcome change. Conservation, bring a change. Re-establish forward change, for yes, in time it can truly change.
Thank you so much for that. You're truly talented.
Thank you.
Most definitely. And thank you so much for taking out the time to visit with us, sit down and chatting it out. We absolutely love having you as our special guest here with us. So let all our listeners and your fans online, let them know where they can connect with you and find your album, Shining Starlight.
Yeah, I'm actually on most platforms except for Snapchat, because I never really got into the whole Snapchat thing. On Instagram, it's Geraldine-Taylor author, and Geraldine-Taylor on Twitter. Geraldine.c-Taylor is the Facebook page, and you can search Geraldine-Taylor on YouTube. You'll find the channel, and you'll find my content and various websites when you Google search Geraldine-Taylor, because there's currently just one other singer who was from before my time who has that name. And you can also search on the platforms and on Google for Talented Showcase One, which is a platform that I created to promote up-and-coming artists from across the world. And I run monthly contests for singers, rappers, and dancers of all abilities to take part in.
All right. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't?
I would just say that in general, when opportunity doesn't knock, you can choose to build a door. You could spend literally the rest of your life waiting for expected judges to come knocking on your door just to tell you how amazing you are, and here's a check for $1 million. But sometimes it's about blazing your own trail and setting your own trends, being an innovator. And rather than waiting to be, trying to be in a carbon copy of someone else, always aim to be the best version of yourself, as a unique individual. Think about exactly the value that you want to bring to the world, and what you receive back can come in many forms. Material things that can only be stored upon the earth, so there are things in this life that are actually priceless and they carry lasting value.
All right. Well, I thank you so much again for being our guest, and I pray that you have an awesome day for the rest of the day and tomorrow as well as the rest of this weekend, rest of this year. We'll be watching you, and much success.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the amazing opportunity.
Most definitely. All right, have a nice night.
Okay.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace, and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.only1mediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.